As winter begins to set in, the desert can be a great area to visit. Chris Kelso takes us on a tour of places to see in the driest place on earth.
Welcome to Death Valley. With winter fast approaching and those cold days and nights of January looming, Death Valley is a great choice for a one-day getaway or longer. With beautiful scenery, warm temperatures year-round, and great facilities, your Death Valley vacation is sure to please. At negative 282 feet below sea level, Death Valley's Badwater Basin is a place of harsh but majestic beauty. I'm standing in front of Zabriskie Point, one of the most photographed locations here in the Death Valley National Park. I had an opportunity to talk with Ranger Bob Greenberg, a 15-year veteran of the National Park Service and the park photographer.
There's just so much beauty here, and it's so different. And people think all you're going to see is sand dunes or flat desert. No, there's canyons, there's water, there's waterfalls, there's wildlife. It's just an amazing place, just an amazing place.
Any trip to Death Valley should start at the park's visitor center and museum. Here you can pay fees, get maps, and other information. Park fees are only $20 for a 7-day stay. Accommodations in Death Valley range from the expensive Furnace Creek Inn to the more affordable Stovepipe Wells Resort and Furnace Creek Ranch. Furnace Creek has stores and restaurants, a pool, a golf course, and the 19th Hole Grill. I always love a good mulligan burger. The Furnace Creek Campground can be reserved online and has spaces for tents and RVs. There are 2 gas stations in the park at Furnace Creek and Stovepipe Wells. Prices are above local rates. For more information on visiting Death Valley, please go to www.mps.gov/DEVA. For Cougar News with this week's Daycation, this is Chris Kelso.
A former COC student transferred her life into helping others around the world. Leanna Willett brings us this story.
Former COC student Melody Gonzalez saves everything she has to serve her people she didn't even know here in Ensenada.
We work with a lot of migrant workers. They're from Oaxaca, so they're Oaxacans. My husband and I run a children's program, a children's ministry. We pick up the kids from their houses and take them to the ministry site where we sing songs and play games, and I teach them a Bible story. We do some crafts and things. We just try to give them a chance to be kids, because a lot of times they end up going to work when they're like 4 or 5, 6 years old with their parents.
Melody Gonzalez was first inspired to do missions through her involvement with her church, Lake Hills, which is located in Casaic. Here at this church, she had the opportunity at a young age to go and help people in need and to bring them hope and good news of God's love.
I took my first mission trip when I was in 8th grade. I went with my youth group down to Mexico, here in Ensenada actually, and got hooked and kind of never gave up. I kept coming.
Soy el pastor de la iglesia aquí en la comunidad de Chapultepec desde hace 14 años. Yo siento que Dios ha tocado el corazón de Melody y Jeremy. Ellos ahorita están trabajando con los niños. Vivían en casas de lona.
There's families of like 10 in these tiny little 2 rooms. It's just a really hard situation. They have dirt floors. They don't have power a lot of the time. Some of them do. They don't have running water. We wanted to help kind of restore part of their childhood and just teach them about God and show them that there is somebody out there who really does love them for who they are.
This is Leanna Willett for Cougar News.
If you have a passion for food, the Culinary Arts program here at COC is the right place for you to begin your path to becoming a chef. Josh Levine has more.
The COC Culinary Arts program has been on campus for several years now. They finally got the budget approval to move to a bigger facility, and it's now located on the mall strip. I'm here today at the Culinary Arts Education Kitchen to speak to several students and teachers about becoming a chef.
What inspired me to teach was I've been doing this for about 30 years. So I've decided that after 30 years, I had so much experience, and they opened a culinary school here at College of the Canyons, and it was great to have something in my hometown that I could work at and that I can share with other people.
I really love to cook, I really love to bake, and I really like to be involved and have more vocabulary to practice, and it's a very interactive class where you have more communication with your classmates, with your teacher.
I kind of was inspired by, my mom was always a cook at home. She did a lot of cooking in the kitchen. I used to stand around and watch her all the time. And I've been cooking since I was about 11 years old, and I've enjoyed every bit of it.
Who inspired me to become a chef would be my mother. I grew up in the kitchen, helping her cook, and ever since I was a boy, and I took that passion into making it a career.
And this has been Josh Levine for Cougar News. Back to you guys.
Many students, no matter what grade they're in, find themselves procrastinating a lot of the time. Is that necessarily a bad thing? Our Kevin Williams explains.
Hi, it's Kevin Williams, reporting for Cougar News. Just like me, many COC students suffer from a disease called procrastination. And when finals coming up, the longer you wait, the worse it gets. I talked to some of the COC students here on campus to see how they deal with procrastination and the outcome of it.
I procrastinate usually on my classwork, homework, projects. I usually run until right around the last minute, maybe last day is due, maybe last week is due, depending on how big the project is.
How I deal with procrastination is I just wait to the end, let's say 2 days before my project's due, and then for some reason I always come through and basically in the clutch, and I end up getting good grades off of it. I don't know, it's a bad habit, but it has its benefits.
I procrastinate from time to time. And when I procrastinate, I usually leave things till at the last minute, And at the end, I usually score from a high B to a low B to a high C.
So as you can see, like me, many COC students suffer from procrastination.